Hello everyone, welcome to yet another video of data science and artificial intelligence by neural data. Our topic of discussion for today will be moments of business decision, and this moment of business decision is also called a moments of probability distribution. So basically moment of business decision helps us understand like how the given data is distributed in the system, whether it has got any anomaly or not. Now I will give you an overview of different components of business decisions, and in the upcoming tutorials I will be covering all these one by one. Now the very first moment of business decisions are mean, median and mode. Similarly, second moment of business decisions are variance, standard deviation and range. So this first moment of business decisions are also known as measure of central tendency, and second moment is known as measure of variability. Third moment of business decision is skewness. Fourth moment of business decision is kurtosis. As of today, we will cover this first moment of business decision, and in the subsequent sessions I will be covering this second moment of business decision and third and fourth moment of business decision. So let's get started. So actually calculation of all these four moments helps us to get a lot of distribution insights. Consider we have got a project where we have so many parameters. So how do we check like this data that we have has got what kind of distribution, whether it is normally distributed and distribution is in log form or any other mathematical format. So this is why we need these moments. But before going ahead with this all these moments, let me explain you normal distribution, because after understanding the distribution, normal distribution, we will get to know how these moments work. Normal distribution is actually a probability function that describes how the values of a variable are distributed in a system. It is actually a symmetric distribution where most of the observations cluster around the central peak, and the probabilities of all these values further away from that mean reduces equally in both the directions. So this is a Weyl curve, and this is also called as a Gaussian distribution or normal distribution. So as we can see, the distribution height follows a typical pattern for all the normal distribution. Okay, so if this is the temperature of the students in a class, then this 100 degrees Celsius represents the mean because it is at the peak here, and the distribution is symmetric in nature. As you can see from this mean, this left side and right side is all the students who has temperature lower than the average equals the number of students having temperature greater than the average temperature. So this part, so both the numbers are almost equal, or in theory it's exactly equal. And in both the tails of the distribution, students have extremely low temperature here. This side students have higher temperature. Some of the examples of normal distribution would be like blood pressure of any adult, or measurement error of any equipment, etc. So here we can see the Weyl curve has the 100 as a mean, okay, and 1 as a standard deviation. So this side also it is 1, this side also it is 1. So there is a standard deviation of 1. So like mean is the center of any curve, and the highest point of the curve would be mean only. The total area under the curve, this whole part, is the total probability that all of the values that these variables can take. Now I will show you empirical rule, and this is also very important and you should know. So approximately 68.2% of all the points, okay, will lie, or it will fall within the range of -1 to 1 standard deviation. So between these 2 points, 68.2% of the data will fall, and for this -2 to 2 deviation, 95.5% of the data will fall here. Okay, hold. And I didn't show you what -3 standard deviation 3. For this it will be like 99.7% from this -3 to 3 standard deviation. The first moment of business decision is measure of central tendency, and it represents the center point of a data set. So if you have seen this point here. So it will represent these points, central point. Here mean, median, mode will lie. So this measure actually indicates where most of the values in a distribution fall, and we can think of it as a tendency of the data to cluster around the middle point of the value. So now I will subcategorize this. First one is mean. Okay. So mean is nothing but the arithmetic average of a data, and if we have got the histogram kind of data where we already have got the probability of any value, then we go for expected value, EV, expected value, in case probability is given. So in normal case it is given as x var is equal to 1 upon n. N is total number of data we have. Summation of I is equal to 1 to n x of I. So this is the formula of mean in general scenario, and I will show you what is EV once we will show you the graph of histogram graph and how we calculate this EV. And the mean does not always locate the center of the data accurately, so it gets affected by outliers. See, like I will plot a histogram right now and I will show you how it affects. So here for this given data set, mean is here 100.67. okay, and here it is at the middle, almost at the middle point. If I have to write the expected value of this in the case of discrete, okay, I can write it as, so here P of xi, we will get priority from this frequency we have converted, and this xi is the value here, these values. Similarly, EV for continuous data set can be given as integration of minus infinity to plus infinity x of this is x of fx dx. Okay, this is how we get the expected value for a continuous data set. Now I will show you the mean of the skewed data, how the skewness affects that. So here, if you see, this data is distributed from here 0 to 1 lakh 30 or 40,000. But if you can see, this chart is going down, this graph is going down actually, and most of the data is concentrated in this region itself. That's why the mean of this whole data set is 36,224, which is at the right side from this half part, if I have to say. So this is how skewness affects the mean of any data set. And here the problem occurs because outliers have a substantial impact on the mean, and extreme values like outliers are nothing but the extreme values. Okay, so here you can say this is extreme values, most of it is lying here and very few are lying here. And if this skewness becomes more, like it's going more, then this mean will start to get coincided towards this side. So we use mean when data is symmetrical, okay, and mostly in continuous data set we use. So this is almost a symmetrical data. So here in this case we should use mean. But when we have a data set like this, we should never use mean. For this we have got median. So I would say like median is nothing but the middle value of any data set. So consider we have got one data set like this. So this is our data set. So first what we do, we have to arrange this data in ascending or descending order. So like for the convenience, I already have done this descending order. Okay, and then we have to calculate how many numbers we have, how many data we have. 7 data we have got, that is odd number of data. Okay, so what we do, we just find the middle value of this in case of odd. So fourth will be the middle value, right, is 16. So for this particular data set, this will become the median. But if we have got even number of values, so consider one more example, like so we have got another example here. So first we will calculate how many values we have. So we have total of 10 values. So what we do here, we will get two most central values. So first we have to get the most central values. So 5 and 6 will be the fifth or sixth data will be the most central value. So what we will do, we will take these two number and then we will take the average. So now this 31 will become the median of this particular data set. So this is how we calculate. This is a very simple example I have taken. Consider here we have one more data which has value like 204 or something. Now in this case what happened, if we have added this outlier also, outlier means the extreme values which doesn't get identified in that particular group. So what would be the median of that? So now we have got 11 values. So middle point would be sixth one, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 32. So after adding the outlier also we have got 32 as a median. Earlier it was 31. So we can see there is not much of a difference here. So that's why we prefer median if we have got outliers. Now, and not only outliers, skewed data also have very less effect on this median. And this median is mostly used in ordinal data that has got labels or rank like that. Now we will move ahead with the mode. So mode, I would say like it is the value which occurs the most number of times, which occurs frequently in our dataset. So in a bar chart, like mode is the highest bar that you get. So consider a scenario where we have a data with multiple values and the mode of multiple values are same. So in that case we say it is a multimodal distribution. And if there is no value repeating in the dataset, then we can say there is no mode at all. Like data is appearing uniquely, so there won't be any mode in that case. Now consider a data set I am giving right now. So consider we have this data set, okay? So here we will see which value is repeating one number of times. So here 1 is repeating one number of times, 2 is repeating 2 number of times, 3 repeating 1 number of times, 4 is repeating 2 number of times, and 5 is repeating 3 number of times. So here I would say 5 is the mode of this data set, okay? And typically we use this mode with categorical data or ordinal data also, like anything which is discrete in nature, any discrete data. And in fact mode is the only measure of central tendency that we can use with the categorical data. Consider categorical data like there is a survey for some disease where we are getting the data of male and female. Then we can see like there are 100 male and 90 female. In this case we can see male is occurring more number of times, so male would become our mode here. So this is a simple kind of, consider there is a feedback system. So this is ordinal data, okay? And this is quality of service, whether the customer is satisfied or not satisfied, like that. So here after this survey we got to know that most number of customers are very satisfied this condition. So for this ordinal data the mode will become very satisfied. Here this will become mode. So you see how it works. And consider for a continuous data, how would you find the mode? Because continuous data has got infinite number of points, right? And the same values, the probability of occurring of the same value is very low. So how will you calculate? So what we do in that case, we simply plot the graph of that and make a probability distribution curve. So whatever is the peak point we get here, we just take as a mode. So this is what we do in case of continuous data if we have. But mostly we prefer this mode in case of categorical data, ordinal data, simply count data, or here in case of probability distribution also we use. So now the last question is, which one is best, mean, median or mode? When the data is symmetrical, okay, then mean, median and mode will be equal. That means if we have a whale curve, normally distributed data, then here at the peak point itself we will get mean, median and mode. Only condition is this should be a perfectly whale curve, means symmetrical data. And in this case we used to go for this mean value. And why we prefer mean? Because it includes data in the calculation, whole data we have to take into the account, not like median where we have to calculate the number of points and then go for the middle one. However, if the data is skewed, then median is often used. So in case of skewed data, we go for median. Okay, and when the data is ordinal, okay, then we go for median and mode. And for categorical data, we go for mode only. So this is how and where we use these three. I hope you must have enjoyed this video today, and if you think this video was anyhow useful and our channel Neural Data is providing a quality content in the field of data science and artificial intelligence, then kindly like and share this video. And yes, don't forget to subscribe to our channel also. Thank you. Stay safe, stay blessed.